Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sly here with D, man. We got to talk about it, man. Last week against the Arizona Cardinals, defense just getting lit up, especially the run defense, man. It was absolutely pathetic the way we were getting lit up. And I mean, our defensive tackles, especially, were just absolutely horrible. Our best defensive tackle was Kalia Davis with a 40.6 grade, and he wasn't even good. He had our best grade, 40.6, and he's going to be out for who knows, 4 to 6 weeks with that ankle sprain. So he's going to be gone. We're like pretty much down to 3 defensive tackles on this team. And then you got Kevin Givens, who was worse, 38.5 grade, who I thought was horrible. I thought last week he was good, but this week he was just getting owned in the run game. And T.Y. McGill, that was to me the most disappointing because I thought he was going to show some veteran leadership. And he was, to me, like, he was one of the worst players on the field. Just owned, missed 3 tackles, just getting destroyed, man. And I think 2 of those plays were touchdowns where he just whipped and they got touchdowns out of it. So I get it. Linebackers have to do their job. Safeties have to do their job, but it starts up front and he was getting worked. And then Javon Kinlaw, he had the worst grade on the whole freaking team, man. 25.7 grade. And watching the game at first, I thought he had a good game because he had the sack. However, rewatching the All-22 film, he was getting destroyed. It was flashbacks of the NFC Championship game against the Eagles when he was getting destroyed. This was a bad game for Javon Kinlaw. Absolutely horrible. So that begs a question. Pretty much now with 3 defensive tackles out there, basically that could play, that are pretty bad last week, and they're not great against the run. We already know this. Should we bring Suh in? Ndamukong Suh. He's out there, free agent. We almost had him last year. Remember, he chose, it was between the Eagles and the Niners. He chose the Eagles. But what do you think, man?
I think with Suh, if he could give us anything like he did, even half of it, like how he played with the Bucks in 2020, 2021, because in that year, remember, they went to the Super Bowl, also won it. Second year, they went to the NFC Championship and lost, but he was still there. And he recorded, I believe, in total of those both years, 12 sacks in total. So he even gave us like 3 this year. Like, dude, I'll take that, man.
How many did you have last year with the Eagles?
Last year with the Eagles, he only had 1, but he only played half of the season.
Okay.
And so I'll give him, last year, I'm not really counting last year because he only played half of the season. And so with us, if he plays with us and at least like just,
stops a run.
That's all I'm asking for. I believe like he only like, he won't hurt us. And then, like how you talked about earlier, man, our defensive line and our linebackers, man, we couldn't like tackle, man. They're missing a lot, man. And I was shocked. Even Fred Warner
was missing.
He was missing. And then how you brought up, man, everyone knows like our 2 guys, man, like Chase Young and Bosa, they're gonna set the tone. But man, dude, like how you mentioned Gibbons and Farrell, they were missing tackles, and Jalen Hurts is right there in front of them. And man, he was just getting away. And this is like when they had the opportunity to get the sack or at least like force a hurry, man, they were just getting worked. And I was like, man, excuse me, not with Jalen Hurts, with Kyler Murray, excuse me. So Kyler Murray was actually he didn't play a good game, but man, he was still like getting out of the pocket. And that worries me, man, because we're facing a lot of mobile quarterbacks this year, man. And you've seen it like with Hurts. This weekend we're gonna face Jackson. And so moving forward, I might have to face some more mobile quarterbacks. And man, it was very concerning, just the fact that they were just running all over us, man. And I think with Suh, I think he'll stop the run.
And it wasn't even Murray. Murray, I think, only had like 200 yards passing or less. And he had the 2 interceptions. So I mean, the secondary played really good.
Yeah.
They were really good. But the front 4, they were just getting even the front 7. Greenlaw was missing shitload of tackles too. So it was like everybody was missing tackles. And I don't know, it seemed like there was no dogs out there as far as the defensive line. And Suh, one thing he does do is that's what he's known for, stuffing the run. And if he could come in, become a defensive tackle and stuff the run, that's all I care about. Don't even have to get pressure. But on those first and second downs, when you know that they're a team that likes to run the ball, that's when he's in there and he's special. You know, what he does there. So I wouldn't mind at all. And the thing is, I would bring him in for a vet minimum. You do that, and it won't even hurt the cap space because I believe the bottom 3 or 4, they don't count against the cap, so we still have that $43 million rolling over for next year, so it won't hurt at all. And the question is a 33-year-old T.Y. McGill better than a 36-year-old Suh? I would probably go Suh, in my opinion. I mean, it couldn't have gone any worse for T.Y. McGill last game. You bring him up and he does that. It's just like, dude, what the F is going on? Like, seriously, how in the hell are you that bad in this game? And even Kinlaw, man, it was just bad. Like, I was just like shocked. Like, what did they run for? Like almost 9 yards a carry, almost 9 yards a carry. That's insane.
Almost, 200
especially
yards
when
in
you
rushing.
especially when you have Lamar Jackson and the #1 rushing offense coming into town. Got to shore that up because we don't know when Armstead, Hargrave are coming back. So we need to win 2 of the next 3. Yeah. That's what we want to do. Win 2 of the next 3. Rest our dudes and be ready for the playoffs because we can't lose this #1 seed. We have to be able to. A lot of guys are banged up. Get them healthy, ready because we all know how important that #1 seed is. So to me, Suh, if he looks ready to go, give him a tryout, and if he looks ready to go, bring him in. Sign his ass now because that's what we need. That's what we're lacking. And I think our secondary right now is getting a little better. We're looking a little better from before. Now it's our defensive line right now with injuries that are kind of hurting us. I know when we're at full strength, we're ready to go, but we don't know when we will be there. So Kalia Davis looks like he might be out for the rest of the season. Get this guy in, man. Get this guy in. I know there's guys out there. Remember we had Marlon Davidson on the original in training camp on the 9-man roster. He got cut and he's on the practice squad, I believe, with the Atlanta Falcons. Bring his ass up, man. Bring his back. Put his ass on the 53-man roster. See what he could do. I think I've seen enough of T.Y. McGill, man. I thought, he could do something, but, man, it looks like this guy's washed up. To tell you the truth, he's washed up. So, Suh, Marlon Davidson, those guys are on my radar right now. But what do you think?
I think also this weekend's going to be really telling because they got 2 speedy running backs with Edwards and Mitchell. So we're having trouble with that, man. Because we're like, in my opinion, I don't even think James Conner is that good of a running back.
He's slow,
man.
but he's powerful,
Yeah, and so the fact that he was just running all over us, I was like, really, man? And I think he's like a decent running back, but I don't think he's like top 10. So the fact that he was having like a career day with us, I was like, man, come on. And so I think this weekend is going to be really telling. And that's what makes him worry more in like the postseason, because if we had to face even like as bad as they are, like someone like a Detroit who has like a set of running backs, or even the Eagles that have like 4 running backs that they rotate, that's like where I'm like, okay, we got to be able to at least stop the run game. And before the Arizona game, they were like saying how we're one of the best at stopping the run. And I was like, oh my gosh, so like the freaking jinx, man. They had 200 yards of rushing. So, man, something's got to change right now.
Yeah, do what you got to do. We're going to have to bring someone in at the end of the day between now and Monday. Someone's going to come in and probably freaking play for us, because right now I don't think we could get it done with 3. My opinion was to have Nick Bosa play more inside, which would have probably been better. But the thing is, I don't want to risk injury, because a lot of that stuff, when you're playing in defensive tackle, you can like roll into someone. Yeah. And Nick Bosa already rolled into fucking because of stupid ass Gregory. Hurt his ass. Like, dude, Gregory, you ain't doing shit for us except hurting Bosa. So I mean, that's the risk of putting Bosa in defensive tackle. You do not want to get him injured, but yeah, we got to do something. I know John Lynch and company have done a great job this year. They've been inquiring about all these players, so obviously they're doing their due diligence, and we'll see what happens. But that's what we got, man. Let us know what you think about this. Who should the Niners get, if anyone? Just let us know down below. Comment. Talk to you next time. Peace.